Go ahead, Ryan. 2.
I think we're live.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the BAM Sports Show. I'm your host, Blake. I'm joined tonight with 2 of my good friends. We got Ryan,
Yo.
and we got the dude down in Jacksonville. Rick has joined us tonight.
What's going on, guys?
How you doing, Phil?
Doing well, man. It's been a crazy week per usual, but definitely glad to be back on the show. Just kind of unwind, let some steam off, talk some sports.
You know, I see you repping that Jacksonville gear today.
Yeah, man. Last weekend we went to our first Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp game. It's like, I believe they are the Miami Marlins AAA baseball team, but it's kind of cool. So now we can say we've been to every one of Jacksonville's minor league sports teams, a game for every one of them. First we started with the Jacksonville Icemen, then the Jacksonville Sharks, which is the arena football team, and the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. It was actually really cool. There wasn't a bad seat in the house. Pretty awesome fireworks display after the game.
Nice.
Great ballpark food. It was a good time.
So which is your favorite minor league stadium there down in Jacksonville that you've been to?
So I mean, there's only 2 of them. Both the minor league hockey team and the arena football team, they both share a stadium, ViStar Memorial Arena, and it's a beautiful arena, you know, for something that hosts a couple of minor league teams, but they also use that venue for a laundry list of other events, you know, like concerts and stuff like that. It's a beautiful, beautiful building. But I mean, I don't know. It's tough to say. It's because the ballpark there where the Jumbo Shrimp play, literally right next door to that arena, is awesome. I mean, it's obviously much smaller than like a major league park, but again, you know, I kind of like it that way. There's really not a bad seat in the house. Even the quote unquote what would be their nosebleeds, it's like sitting in the lower bowl of a regular baseball game. So it was a good time.
That's
Nice.
cool. So is it kind of like almost kind of how like St. Louis has Ballpark Village, like the stadium is being that close? Is it just kind of like you know, like power and lights there in Kansas City and stuff like that?
Yeah, oh, very much so. Very much so. And it's really cool because from that ballpark, too, you can look and see right next door to that is the Jaguar Stadium. So it's, you know, like I keep harping on pretty much every episode. I was very, very pleasantly surprised at the sports scene that Jacksonville has down here. I don't think a lot of people think about it because they only think of the Jaguars, who are trash. But no, it's if you're cool with going to, you know, some minor league games, you can really have a lot of fun down here. I mean, they're literally
Sounds
one
like
right
it.
next door to the other. It's a blast.
Well, and I prefer to go to minor league games, honestly. Let's be real. Like it's
Like the
cheaper.
Cubs.
Yeah, I mean, we had to
Oh,
put it
yeah,
out there
no.
before Rick got to it.
Yeah, and I forgot to mention that. Yeah, Jacksonville's minor league football team. So we have the arena football team, and then we have the minor league football team, the Jacksonville Jaguars. So
Yeah.
yeah,
From the NFL's G League.
right.
I don't know, Ryan. I don't know if we should be bad mouthing anybody because everyone thinks we're going to be the worst team in the league this year. So
Let them.
yeah, I mean, I don't sip that Kool-Aid. I don't think. I mean, I think we're going to be a top 10 draft pick. Like, I don't think we're going to be good, but I don't think we're going to be the worst team in the league. I mean,
No, because
no
the
offense
Texans.
I was going to say, no offense to you, Rick. You got the Texans still in the league.
Yeah, I
And
was
that's
about
a
to say
shit
that
show.
the Texans and the Lions still exist. So
Do they?
I would say the
mean,
Lions are
yeah.
actually trending up, though. I'm going to throw that out there for Detroit fans. I think the Lions are trending up.
No,
I
they
mean, they're
definitely are.
You know,
Yeah,
they're
I'll
still
give
going
you
to
that.
struggle at the quarterback position with Jared Goff, but
Right.
I mean, they're definitely trending up right now, which is cool for the city of Detroit.
and you know,
Right.
and I'll say this for Houston, you know, aside from all of the craziness that they have going on, even though Deshaun Watson is no longer on their roster, obviously we talked a little bit about some of the legal stuff that was going on where they had allegedly, like, I don't know the whole situation, so I'm probably butchering this a little bit, but where they had like paid for his hotel rooms and like provided him with some non-disclosure agreements.
like
But that
68
aside-
of them.
Right.
You can't be
Yeah,
like,
that-
sorry, we didn't know that was
some.
before.
Some is like
68.
4.
I don't know. Well, I don't know. I didn't obviously educate myself on the full story. I just know that there was a lot
They
of them.
killed a
But it's
tree to produce
that's
these.
anyway. Aside from the point of what I'm trying to get at here, the thing I was about to say was they're maybe to a lesser degree than some of the other teams out there, like like the Lions that you had mentioned. I think that things are tiptoeing up for them. I like that they hired Lovie Smith as a head coach. He's obviously a worthy head coach. You saw what he was able to do in Chicago with Jay Cutler behind center. So I like that move for them. I think that, and Davis Mills, I don't think he's really set up to succeed, but
He's a
I
stopgap,
guess yeah,
but I
I
agree
guess
with
we'll
you. I
see.
mean, Lovey's a great coach. I mean, you're gonna see two things down there. You're gonna have a decent defense, and they're gonna create turnovers because that's Lovey Smith's defenses. You know,
Real
did,
quick, while we're still adjacent to the Deshaun Watson stuff, the Washington Post Mark Maskey reports the NFL quote, argue that Cleveland Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson should receive a, quote, significant suspension for violating the league's personal conduct policy.
Yeah.
26 lawsuits against him right now. It's fucking insane.
well, and that's why those Carolina Baker Mayfield rumors dropped off real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there was some
it
smoke
was like,
behind that.
and then it just dropped. I mean,
I
it was a
have
cliff.
I have absolute full faith and confidence that they're going to be kissing Baker's ass if they aren't already.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that GM is sending text to Baker. You up?
Last thing, too, real quick. Maskey also noted that the league wants to have the disciplinary process and the resulting appeals completed by the start of training camp. And the Browns' training camp start date is July 27th. So
That doesn't surprise me,
though. Just a little bit over a month before we see, the wrist slap or the bitch slap, one of those two.
It's. I really don't think we see anything from the NFL. I mean, maybe, but
I don't know, man, because I mean, look at what they did to Calvin Ridley for placing some bets. Now, you mean to tell me he gets suspended for an entire year?
That shit pisses me off so bad too.
I mean, that's the truth too. I'm not disagreeing there. Calvin Ridley's $1,500 bet. I mean, that
wasn't
would be
even
like
on his
you
team,
were.
was it?
No,
Yeah.
but that would literally that would be like you or I making a $1.50 bet. Like if
Right.
it's like Jordan's famous, for gambling, right? He'd be like, well, I don't have a gambling problem because it's not costing me money. I can afford to gamble like I'm gambling. So they can't even turn around and say, well, Calvin Ridley, you have a gambling problem because $1,500 is a drop in the bucket for him.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I was just about to say that.
Now, I do think they're attacking the fact that he took the season off for, his mental health and trying to get his mental health correct and, trying to do all that. And this little bit came out and the NFL was like, oh, well, you want to spur us by saying you need to take a break from the league because of mental health and you're not mentally strong. Okay, well, here's that bitch slap that Ryan was just talking about.
Yep.
Which is stupid. It's fucking stupid.
It's so dumb.
Really dumb. I mean, I get it, to an
It's the
extent.
same shit with Pete Rose. Like, why the fuck is Pete Rose not in the Hall?
Because Pete Rose signed that deal. Pete Rose put pen to paper that said, while I'm alive, I am signing away my chance to be in the Hall of Fame while I'm alive.
Well, I get that, but I still think it's bullshit.
Hey, he signed it. That's why
I
anytime
get it.
he comes into the conversation, I'm like, hey, man, this dude was actually betting on his own games.
Well, that's entirely different than Calvin.
That's
Ridley.
like a whole
But it's not like they were.
thing.
Yeah, but he wasn't saying like, okay, I'm gonna go 0 for 4 tonight.
No,
right?
He was betting for them.
Right.
Like he wasn't rigging games or anything.
No.
So speaking of rigging games, Ryan, go ahead. Floor is yours.
Let's go. Golden State, Springfield, Illinois' own Andre Iguodala I watched maybe 5 seconds of any of basketball this year, so I don't know if he got any playing time. But I told you. I told you that we're going to win.
I said Golden State would win. I just thought it would go
I
7.
told you that they would win tomorrow because the betting thing is silly.
Well,
don't you feel silly? Put your silly little worries to rest.
I mean, again, like I said on Tuesday's show, the NBA is the only league that has officials in prison.
I don't think
for
he's
rigging
in prison
games
anymore.
Well, okay, maybe not anymore, but he was definitely sentenced.
That's true. And then he got a big old book deal.
So we got a couple of people watching us on YouTube, and I don't know, while we're kind of talking about this, I don't know if one of them is my buddy Jay. This fool honestly believes that LeBron James is the GOAT. Because last night we were talking, and I said, okay, well, if Curry wins tonight, he's got 4 rings. He's done it in less years than LeBron. He's done it for the same organization. I'm not saying that Curry's the GOAT, because that's obviously Jordan.
But rather, it lends credence to the fact that LeBron is not.
Correct. Thank you.
Yeah. So your buddy Jay is what we call a bronzesexual. Just kidding, Jay. I don't know you. Just kidding.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. What about you, Ryan? What do you think? I know you're not normally a big Are you on the MJ GOAT? Or are you
no,
with
I
you
think
being kind
Bill
of a Chicago
Russell's
fan.
probably the best basketball player. I think Michael Jordan, I think Michael Jordan is the best player of this generation, or this past generation. I think LeBron James is a surefire first ballot Hall of Famer.
Oh, I don't think there's any disagreeing there.
I don't think it's weird with basketball because, like, there's eras. There's different eras. Like, I think that it's almost a completely different game now with the 3-point shot and everything. Like, I don't think that you can have a greatest of all time conversation with basketball. I don't think it works because I don't think that the players translate to I don't think they translate era to era. I don't think that Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell and all them would be as dominant as they were in their time now because there's big fucking dudes everywhere.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Agreed.
but
go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
You're
I was just going to say, true, but a lot of those big dudes like LeBron are soft. It's almost like they're soccer players. Like as soon as you graze their elbow, oh my god!
I don't know though. I don't know. Like soft. I don't subscribe to the soft theory with a lot of the sports stuff because you got to think like these dudes are putting their bodies on the line. Like their body is their career, and so.
Fair.
They want to make as much
I get it,
money
but sometimes
as they
it's
can.
so egregious. Like,
yeah, I
get it.
There's a lot of people that sit games out, and maybe they're hurt, maybe they're not. But I think that 82 games of basketball is fucking grueling. I played 1 quarter of basketball once, and I thought I was going to die. I was purple from just being hot, and.
But there's at least one. Sorry,
but here's my question. So, do you? I get what you're saying. Dudes are bigger. It's hard to compare across different eras, right?
Mm-hmm.
But do you think LeBron James would be as successful against current defenses if you take him back and play him against that Detroit defense back in the early 90s? A physical, we're going to whoop your ass on the court every single night?
I think so.
I don't think we would have seen the numbers from LeBron.
I think we probably still would have. I think, overall, I think Jordan is probably a better... Well, here, you know what? I'm just gonna look it up.
Well, you're going to look at points though, and it's going to tell you that LeBron's past Jordan in points.
No, I'm looking at win shares. So win shares is like basketball's version of war. Okay.
Okay.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, all-time greatest win share,
Stud.
273.41. Okay. Michael Jordan, 5th place, 214.02. Can you fill in the other 3?
I'm gonna guess LeBron's gonna be up there because, well, maybe not though, because no, he carried all those bad Cleveland teams, so he's gonna be up there. Maybe Kobe. And then
Kobe's
like
19th.
no shit.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Allen Iverson? I don't.
No, Allen Iverson is way down here. I can't
I was
even
about to
find
say
him.
he can't be anywhere close.
So
Yeah,
just for
I'm
comparison's sake, all right. Chris Paul 198, Kevin Durant 155, James Harden 149, Dwight Howard 141, Steph Curry 120. Okay, they're all in the top 50 all-time win shares. All right, and this is NBA and ABA. So we'll your top 5. MJ, we already said at 5. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at 1. All right, so 4, the mailman, Karl Malone.
Okay.
3, Wilt Chamberlain.
Okay.
Number 2, LeBron James.
I just don't see it, man.
I mean, I get it. Like I get that people. People want to hate LeBron, and I get it. But like, mathematically, he is up there. Like, he's the greatest player of this generation. And I don't think, like, Chris Paul, so LeBron James with win share numbers alone, 249.52. Chris Paul is the only current player close to him, 9th place at 198.9. You know, you got to go back to, I mean, Tim Duncan and Dirk Nowitzki. They both kind of played when LeBron was playing. All right. 206, 206. They're separated by 0.04, those two, in win shares. You know, I get that people want to hate on old LeBron, but you gotta give the dude his laurels. You gotta give him, you know.
I have absolutely zero love for LeBron James.
Rick will die banging that drum, though.
I will die on that hill. Absolutely.
Points per game leaders. Michael Jordan on top, 30.12. Wilt Chamberlain, 30.07. You got Elgin Baylor, Kevin Durant, and then LeBron James. But they're only separated by 0.05 points per game. Like, it just, you guys gotta let them know LeBron's good.
I never said he was not good.
LeBron is. I don't think he's the GOAT. Again, I don't think there is a GOAT. But if there was a GOAT, it's obviously Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Well, okay, as long as you
I
didn't
think
say
it's
LeBron.
Elmer Fudd.
So we're not a basketball
Elgin
show,
Baylor?
So we're gonna get off basketball.
Never.
Yeah.
I'm
God.
in it
Because-
now. I'm in it now.
Oof.
You want to
Awesome.
talk
This-
about? Let's talk about win
Speak-
shares over playoff games.
Oh God, no, we're not doing that.
That part
LeBron
of the show
James.
is for you, Lamar.
LeBron James, greatest playoff basketball player of all time, eclipsing
Oh,
Michael
oh.
Jordan. Eclipsing Michael Jordan.
You are
50
losing all credibility
50
right now.
I'm
I don't
just
give a
going
shit
by the
what
numbers.
what the website
Can
says.
This
we just
is
mute
win
him for the rest of the
shares.
show?
55 points. You can try, but my voice is plugged
I was
directly into
gonna say,
YouTube. So
He's going straight to YouTube and on his file.
55.68 win shares, just playoffs for LeBron. Michael Jordan, 39.76.
Who's been swept in championship games?
Doesn't matter.
And the dude, like, he bounces from team to he bounces from team to team to team. I know that's a lot of like the NBA now.
That's the NBA now, though.
Yeah, but
Get
I mean, look at Steph
your
Curry. Like he's
Money.
Oh
He's-
yeah.
He's done it organically, obviously.
I can't see Steph Curry ever going anywhere else.
No.
No.
He's one of those dudes. He's gonna retire there, and that's good. I like that.
I love that for the game, for any game. Lifers.
Like if I saw a thing today that Golden State offered him to Milwaukee for somebody. I don't remember who it was. They offered him to Milwaukee for somebody, but Milwaukee, it was like one for one trade, but Milwaukee said no because they were concerned about his ankle or something. Like obviously before he became Stephen Curry. But I thought it was weird.
He was just Dell's kid.
Yes. So, Hustle on Netflix. Have you seen that yet?
Mm-mm.
It's pretty good. It's got Adam Sandler, and he's like an old NBA scout.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
Really good. I watched it last night. I would probably give it like an 8 out of 10.
And this was Blake's movie corner.
Thanks for coming. Next time, bring the popcorn.
And a mop for all the semen.
Whoa.
He's coming.
We're not coming for an 8 out of 10, baby.
Maybe you're not. I'm married.
Well, fair. Rick's like, I know what you guys are talking about. I'm like a 2 out of 10.
On a good day.
On a good day. That voice is 10 of 10.
It was, yeah.
I have a voice.
We're gonna have to like fucking Rick's audio because people are always like, Rick sounds so good.
Oh well, thank you. I've been told I have a voice for writing and a face for radio.
There you go.
So,
I like it.
Yep.
So, we kind of talked about this on Tuesday, Ryan, when it was you and I. Who is the Week 1 starter in Cleveland? If Deshaun gets the 1 year or the lifetime ban, whatever the fuck they do.
If I'm
Still think it's Baker?
If I'm Baker, I tell them to go fuck themselves. I get paid.
Oh hell yeah!
I get paid for a year and I sit. Like, hey, you guys traded for this dude when he had 24 fucking lawsuits against him. He sat out a year in Houston because of this shit, and you still traded fucking 3 first-round picks for him.
But that's kind of I feel like it's a double-edged sword for Baker. I mean, because I think a lot of teams out there have to be at least mildly concerned, with his shoulder. I know he just had surgery on and whatnot.
Agreed.
And so, and the last time we saw him on the field, like he wasn't playing great. And obviously that can be attributed to his shoulder.
I was gonna say he was banged up.
But it's kind of a double-edged sword because you could obviously make the argument that, hey, while he definitely may not love the Browns and the Browns may definitely not love him, they can, kind of be mutually beneficial to one another if he does start at least a few games, to kind of be able to show, hey, the shoulder's fine. Like I can still win football games, kind of a you scratch my back, I scratch yours type of thing to get both, to maybe hike, trade interest, for Baker Mayfield to kind of help the Browns out, and then it helps him out by raising his own stock so that, teams aren't as worried about either signing or trading for him.
See, that's the thing that I'm kind of concerned about right there is, like, we've seen what Baker Mayfield is, and I think that he's a playoff quarterback, but I don't think you're going to win a championship with him. But I think he's better than a lot of what teams have, but I don't think that that he is play a half of a season, at an all pro level, and then trade him away kind of quarterback. I don't think he's the type that somebody's going to give up a first round pick for. Even though he's got the pedigree, he was the first overall pick. I don't think the way that the league is kind of set up right now, I don't see anybody making that, trade. And I know that's what Cleveland is going to want for him, especially if he comes out and shows out. And then on the flip side of that, if he comes out and he's just dog shit, nobody's going to want to trade for him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then they're both kind of shooting themselves in the foot.
If you're Cleveland, I mean, he comes out and he balls out. Like, you've got to kind of be not shooting yourself in the foot, but thinking, fuck me, right? Like, we just traded the future for Deshaun Watson, who may not play again.
Yeah.
you know, and if he comes out and balls out, you've already ruined that relationship. I get what you're saying
Yeah,
about it being a beneficial relationship,
that
but
bridge
that
is
bridge is burnt.
burned. It's gone. It's
Like
ashes.
he
It's been floating down the river.
like he may come out and, play really well, but it's not for you, Cleveland. Like it's for his next destination,
that. See,
you
the thing
know.
I
Right.
want
And
more than anything is I want Cleveland to somehow get a season going, and then they play whoever Baker Mayfield's team is, and Baker just fucking
just
destroys them.
lights the world on fire.
Yeah.
But aside from Baker, I was just kind of looking at their depth chart. I know that they had signed, I thought it was 3 additional quarterbacks, but I'm only looking at ESPN. I only see 2 others. Well, I guess Deshaun Watson I guess, had to have been the third one. But for some reason, I had in my mind that they had signed 3 other quarterbacks other than Deshaun Watson. Obviously, traded for Watson.
Hmm.
But looking at their depth chart on ESPN, they have Deshaun Watson, obviously, as the QB1. Baker is the number 2. Jacoby Brissett as the number 3. And then former backup from Pittsburgh, Joshua Dobbs, as the 4th. So I think if, the relationship is soured so much they don't want to do the, you scratch my back, I scratch yours type of thing. Jacoby Brissett, I don't think that they would be in a terrible, I mean, he's not going to set the world on fire, but Jacoby Brissett he's an okay enough quarterback that he can fill in for a little while. I
Right.
think that
Well,
they can kind of
he came out and made that comment about it's cool being in an all colored quarterback room.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's on record of saying that, so like
Jacoby
that.
Brissett is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I really don't see Baker suiting up. Like the dude, I get it. Like these guys are money hungry, but like he's not hurting for money,
No,
So if he says screw you, I'm gonna take the year off, or whatever. At that point, Cleveland's like, okay, well, we're gonna cut him and eat the dead money. We're gonna pay him and eat the dead money, or we can let this dude sit out until somebody gets hurt and somebody needs a quarterback, and then we can take a fifth
trade him.
for him.
Yeah, flip him. Yeah,
Like I don't see.
which
I
they
don't
should
even
have.
know
They
how
should
if you're
have
the
been doing that.
organization you would trust to put Baker out there right now.
Like they should have been. And I know they're demanding, premium price for him, but I feel like they've shot themselves in the foot. Now with this whole Deshaun Watson thing exploding, it seems like every day there's some type of headline coming out about this guy.
Hmm.
But they should have been trying to get anything that they could for him, because
Or also
teams
good
know. I mean,
memes.
yeah, tons of amazing memes. The meme verse has been amazing. But I'm going to harken back to something I said in the previous show, but teams know that the Cleveland Browns are screwed as far as the whole Baker Mayfield situation is
Yeah.
concerned. Like they know, like, no, like either you're going to have to give him to me bottom dollar, you're going to have to eat a lot of his salary.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to give you pennies for this guy, in terms of like draft capital, or you're going to have to cut him, eat his entire salary for the year, and then I can, name my price for him, whenever I go out to try to sign him as a free agent.
I
So,
mean, it almost becomes a hostage situation.
right, right.
Like,
But it's like
and
they're pointing the
again,
gun at themselves.
oh, for sure, but I mean, again, if Baker just like, what if Baker just comes out and straight up says, like, I'm not playing for you. I will never put your helmet on again. Like, I don't give a shit if you come and offer me an extension. I don't care how much you're paying me. I don't care what I get fined. I will
Honestly, I'm all
never
here
put
for
that.
it.
I mean,
I
in
can't blame him.
in reverse, that's kind of what, before his whole legal stuff blew up, that's what Deshaun Watson did to Houston. After they traded away
Yeah.
DeAndre Hopkins, they brought in Nick Casario, the dude that they've been, borderline flirting with, before he finally ended up, like, New England had like threatened to sue the Texans,
Mm-hmm.
for kind of trying to tamper in that regard, trying to recruit him while he was still under contract as, I forget like what position he was in, but he was like some like director of player operations, whatever, for New England. But the Texans were like kind of trying to lure him into the GM job before he was I don't want to call him a free agent, but before his contract and with whatever role he was in New England was done. So Deshaun Watson was like, "All right, nope, to hell with this. I'm done. I'm done being a Texan. Like, you traded away my best weapon."
He was also too busy getting pinkies up his butthole.
Well, true. I mean, but just looking at it from a football standpoint, like, aside
forgot we were
from
on YouTube.
Yeah, yeah. No, he was busy getting his butthole tickled. But I think back, I think that's like when they had signed David Culley as the coach.
Yeah,
and then they brought in Nick Caserio as the GM. He was clamoring for them, please, like, go talk to Eric Bieniemy, and they didn't until he finally was serious. Like, no, like, I'm not putting on that uniform again. Okay, we'll go talk to Eric Bieniemy, and they had some bullshit interview with him, and obviously didn't end up signing Eric Bieniemy as the head coach. But that's kind of it's almost ironic that drama that they're bringing over from Houston there to Cleveland, you can almost tell some foreshadowing, as it were, possibly going on with Baker Mayfield in that same regard. Just like you said, Blake, like if he were to say, because of X, Y, and Z circumstances, like, you have completely just blew this relationship to shit. I'm done with it. Damn it all. I'm done. I could easily see that happen with Baker. Yeah.
That might be a Hulu movie.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
Since Hulu does live sports, #, holler at us, Hulu. We're on screens now.
I like
Very
it.
well
Nice
played,
plug.
sir. Well played.
Well done.
Well played.
Like the Mountain Dew Zach LaVine commercial.
Right.
You ever notice how obvious product placement is? I don't know. Do you?
They should make a commercial. It's like, how they have the ones, like, I don't know how many different commercials of Baker Mayfield, like they're at First Energy Stadium. Him, like,
the
locking
progressive
the place up
ones
or whatever. Yeah, the progressive, right? Like, they should have one of like the Browns, wanting to get the keys back from him, and he's like, nope. And he changes the lock. He changes the locks out on the place and doesn't give him the keys back.
Wouldn't that be fucking wild if, I know it won't happen because fucking that's it. My life was never fun, but wouldn't it be wild if that's how they announced the trade?
Oh God! Him handing off the keys.
He's hopping out of a U-Haul, and then he goes and puts his key in his new house.
Here's his next big sponsor, though, dude. U-Haul.
Right.
There you go.
Oh, that's funny.
God, yeah, that'd be on par with The Decision, the LeBron hour-long boring bullshit when he went to Miami.
I remember watching it, hopeful that he was coming to Chicago.
I guess Chicago was high up there in his rankings.
Yeah, I think it was a top 3, and then something like that we couldn't get Wade or something. I don't remember what it was. It was something that was out of our control.
There was a trade that he wanted to happen, he wanted to play with D Wade and in Chicago where he's Yeah, well.
I always forget that Wade played for Chicago for 2 seasons.
He's from Chicago, I know that.
I know he's from Chicago. I saw a thing today, someone was like, we need to trade for Derrick Rose back. I was like, this is not 2015.
Yeah, but still, Derrick Rose is still pretty good.
Yeah, but pretty okay with what we have so far.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
And then I think we got the draft is in 9 days, 8 days, 7 days?
Yeah, it's next week.
Next week, so Kobe White definitely gets dealt.
Maybe.
Oh, he's gone, bro.
You think?
Gone. Yeah.
We've talked a lot about basketball tonight. That's weird.
We have. It's kind of weird.
Where are we at?
Touched on hockey.
40 minutes or 35 minutes?
Well, 35 because you got all your pre-editing stuff. But Lord Stanley Cup, the battle, eh?
Well, one game.
It was a good-ass game, though.
It was. It's shaping up to be a good series. I could see this one actually going to 7.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you what. Go ahead, Blake.
Go ahead. No, you're good. You're good.
I was going to say, that this was coming But I just thought that it was absolutely awesome that the thing with Pat Maroon, whenever he came out and he recognized that Stan Kroenke and his family, or whatever, I don't know if it's him directly or like one of his family members or whatever, that owns the Colorado Avalanche. Maybe one of you guys can check me on that.
Yes.
But Pat Maroon being a St. Louis guy, and former obviously St. Louis Blue, recognized the Stan Kroenke connection with the Colorado Avalanche, and was just like, no, fuck Stan Kroenke. Like, and I'm paraphrasing, I'm not like doing a word for word quote here, but no, like, fuck Stan Kroenke. Like, I'm gonna go out and stomp a mud hole in Colorado's ass, and just shit all over Stan Kroenke, and gave a huge thumbs up to St. Louis, even though he's no longer a Blue. And I just thought that was awesome.
So here's what Stan Kroenke is owner of. This fucking asshole. Arsenal Women's, the Rams, Denver Nuggets, Colorado Avalanche, Colorado Rapids, which is a soccer
Sounds like
club.
A soccer team, yeah.
Yep. The Colorado Mammoth, a box lacrosse team playing in the NLL. Los Angeles Gladiators, which is an esports team. The Los Angeles Gorillas, which is another esports team. And the owner of Screaming Eagle Winery and Vineyards. And
he is also
some
the
other
owner
ranch.
of a saggy asshole. So I really can't say enough bad things about the guy. I mean, he was actually named. I mean, he himself is a Missourian. He's named
from
after
Columbia, isn't he?
I think so, something like that. But he was
something like that, yeah.
literally named after Stanley Musial and Eno Slaughter, two St. Louis Cardinals legends. As a Missourian, shit all over the city on his way out the door after St. Louis jumped through countless hoops to keep the Rams there. They had kind of laid out the groundwork, or rather a blueprint, if you will, as to what St. Louis needed to do to keep the Rams in terms of a stadium development plan. St. Louis did that, and they spent tons of money coming up with the stadium development
plan. Have you
plan.
seen the rendering?
It looks sick.
No, it looked beautiful.
It looked phenomenal.
I think they repurposed some of it for the football, like the soccer stadium.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think it's because that's
I was
different area.
about to say.
I thought it was in the same area. I thought it was the same land. Oh, okay.
No. So the soccer stadium's a little. What would that be? West of downtown,
I was about to say,
just a tad. But it's closer to the police station. It's literally right by the police station.
Oh, okay. I know what you're
Whereas the football stadium, it was
on the river. Yeah, it was on the riverfront.
Yeah. No, I saw it, and they had a little digital, not just a digital picture of it, but they had a digital fly through, to kind of let you see the design of it and everything, and it looked gorgeous. And I thought that would have been a fine NFL stadium. And honestly, the dome is obviously, it's kind of sad. I mean, because it's not an old building. It's, I think, 23, 25, 25 years or something.
No, it's older than that, I think.
It's in its 20s. I know that much. It's not even a 30-year-old stadium. Check me on that. Because the Rams moved to St. Louis in '95, and they played, I think, their first season or two there at the old Busch Stadium before they moved into what was then called Transworld Dome, then eventually Edward Jones Dome, Dome at America Center, etc.
I saw a motocross thing there once.
Yeah. But no, it's sad though, because it's, the point being, it's not a super old facility, but and part of this, even as a St. Louis guy, I'll lend credence to the fact that St. Louis was stupid in terms of the agreement that they came to with the Rams. That
by the way, you were right. It was 95.
Deal. Yeah, they had exactly 95. But they had a sweetheart deal with the Rams, as far as keeping the dome within the top 25% of NFL stadiums, paired with the fact that if they failed to honor that agreement and failed to like make whatever upgrades that they can break their lease and do like a year-to-year type thing, and that the owner of the Rams could purchase what was the Rams practice facility. I think it's like Lou Fowles or whatever. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. That's soccer.
Lou
Now
Fuse?
it's like no, Lou Fuse. Yeah, now it's like Lou Fuse Athletic Facility. But it was like the Rams practice facility when they were in St. Louis. And but I think that the terms were that they could purchase it for $1 if that fell through. But all of that said, like, yes, that was dumb on St. Louis's part, but in terms of like what the city was trying to negotiate at that time, the convention center or the sports authority, the regional sports authority, Stan Kroenke was like not willing to come to the table at all. I think that the fix was in far before they actually ended up moving to Los Angeles. I think they kind of flirted with the idea. As soon as Georgia Frontier kicked the bucket, Stan Kroenke was like had already been slowly playing chess. Like there was nothing really, in my opinion, that St. Louis could have done to keep the Rams there.
Do you know
I think that,
how he made his money?
Walmart, right?
Oh,
Yeah. Married a Walmart
I was about to
heiress,
say.
and then when her dad died in '95, right when he was helping him move the Rams to St. Louis, she got this fucking massive $9 billion. She's worth $9 billion.
Yeah,
Jeez Louise.
yeah.
The dude
Yeah.
just
I
he
think
just
as
lucked
soon-
into it. Total
Yeah.
As
shithead.
soon as Georgia Frontier kicked the bucket, I think the fix was in for Stan Kroenke. And
He didn't buy
I think
him
it's a
until
shame.
2010. To be fair,
no, I think her kids, like he did kind of like a hostile takeover type of thing.
kinda, yeah.
So her kids were running it, but the dude like ended up just kind of doing a hostile takeover. And another like fun St. Louis like hostile takeover story. So I don't know if you guys knew this, but the New England Patriots were almost St. Louis's NFL team.
Really?
Yeah. So back in, I want to say it was 1991. Double check me on that. I think I'm on a roll tonight. But there was a guy, and I'm sure I'm butchering his last name, but there was a guy by the name of Bob Orthwalen or something like that. He was the owner of the Patriots for like a year. And St. Louis guy. And this is around the time like nobody gave a shit about the New England Patriots. They were terrible, back in these days. This is way like pre-Tom Brady, pre even like Drew Bledsoe. They were terrible. They were a terrible team. I don't think they had even built Gillette Stadium yet. And Bob Orthwalen, being a St. Louis guy, wanted to move the team from New England to St. Louis, but the owner of the stadium, a man by the name of Robert Kraft, wasn't about that life, and he in turn kind of did like a hostile takeover thing, and that's how like Robert Kraft ended up becoming the owner of the Patriots. He owned at the time the stadium,
Right.
and he didn't like the fact that a St. Louis guy who owned the Patriots wanted to uproot them out of New England and move them to St. Louis.
That's really interesting. I did not know that.
Yeah, I've just
Yeah.
been going down a rabbit hole on the Georgia Frontier front too. It's I always like Wikipedia. Wikipedia is really good for that.
Yeah, no, I know I have a lot of like random St. Louis sports knowledge,
That's interesting.
like trivia type stuff.
But speaking of, so take this back to hockey real quick. We've got two cool things. So Patty Maroon, right, is going for 4 in a row because he won with St. Louis, Tampa Bay, and then hopefully Tampa Bay again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then Corey Perry has now played in 3 straight Stanley Cups, losing to Tampa Bay, and playing this year with Colorado. So he may be the first player to play on 3 separate teams in consecutive seasons, make the Stanley Cup, and then lose.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
Wouldn't that be some shit?
Hockey's kind of weird like that, though. It always feels like hockey, like that goes through runs of dominant teams.
Right.
But like even
Like even more so than other
Hawks
sports, though.
Oh yeah, yeah. But I mean, 3 in a row is insane. If Tampa Bay wins, I
Mhm.
mean, winning back-to-back cups is insane,
Mm-hmm.
right? You win 3 in a row, like that's incredible. I mean, like
And the
the
funniest thing
best
too is
Blackhawks teams didn't do that, and we
that
went, every other.
right, yeah. And the funniest thing about that too is they're fucking Tampa Bay. Like the team from the penis of the South, the swamp, is the hockey fucking winners.
They're
Yeah,
the
no,
fucking
it's strange for sure, but I'm here for it. I think that's awesome, and I love that Pat Maroon is getting his. I obviously wish we still had him in St. Louis, but I'm glad to see him doing well.
You
Um,
notice, Ryan, when we started talking about like winning consecutive cups and like doing stuff like that, Rick
Mhm.
actually sat back in his chair away from his microphone.
Yeah, his
No,
team
I was
didn't
just
win a
stretching.
cup at
He was
all.
hiding his face behind his microphone.
no, but also speaking of
The
hockey,
the COVID Cup.
the COVID Cup. Yeah, no. Speaking of hockey, this is from the AHL, the St. Louis's
Oh,
affiliate. The Springfield Thunderbirds are going to their first Calder Cup finals.
nice.
Playing the Chicago
So,
Wolves.
are they really?
They are.
Oh, that's awesome. I think that's great. Now I'm like that much more interested
I was
in
gonna say
watching
that
it
now you're invested.
now I'm
Yep, it's
invested.
not now. The Chicago Wolves are not an affiliate with the Blackhawks. That is
Mhm.
Rockford. But yeah, it is a
It's
Chicago-based
Chicago.
team.
Is that the
Yeah.
Ice Hogs?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So,
We
there's a
have
lot
the
of hockey around
Springfield
Illinois.
Thunderbirds.
We've got the Junior Blues in Springfield. Then there's the Rockford Ice Hogs, uh, Peoria
We got the Junior Blues here
Rivermen.
too.
Yeah,
I wish so. I found out that the
The regular-
ECHL team here in Jacksonville, the Jacksonville Icemen, apparently, however long ago, they used to be called the Jacksonville Lizard Kings.
no
And I got to see
fucking
like
way. Are you kidding me?
That's
Yeah.
so much cooler.
That's so
Right,
much
and
cooler.
I got to see like one night they were rocking like their throwback jerseys, like they were rocking their Lizard Kings uniform. And like the jerseys, I will say for the Icemen, like they're nice jerseys, but that Lizard Kings uniform just looks so badass. I wish that they would have kept that.
The Iceman, you know, that reminds me of is the Arnold Schwarzenegger Mr. Freeze.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Like he comes driving in that little like frozen car. Like that's the logo I can see on the front of those hockey jerseys.
yeah. It's just an Eskimo like with an angry face with a hockey stick. But I mean the color scheme is nice. The jerseys look really nice. And I think their alternate logo is like a husky or some shit like that on the
That's-
front of it.
That's pretty cool.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
I like dogs.
Iceman and it's a dog.
I mean, I don't know. I got nothing for you.
That's funny. I was actually afraid that when I barked there, my dog was going to start barking.
Too bad Rob's not here right now, so we could talk a little baseball about his White Sox. Yoan Moncada exiting today with a hamstring injury.
Ooh, another injury
Oof.
for them.
Yeah, another injury
Jesus.
in baseball. Anthony Rendon, season-ending wrist
Over.
surgery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cubs season over.
They won
We
today.
did win today, though.
Yeah. Keegan Thompson, 6 innings pitched, 9 strikeouts. Dude was on today.
Now I know the Detroit Tigers are dog shit, but
They are.
I have some love for the Texas Rangers. Having grown like I'm originally from St. Louis, grew up in Texas for the most part, so I do have a little bit of love for the Texas Rangers. But they won 7-0 against the Tigers today, so that was
Damn.
kind of cool.
Lions
know.
always losing.
Are you a Texas A&M or Texas baseball fan?
I don't really watch college baseball.
Because they both lost today. That's why.
Oh.
Speaking of which, did you see that? Speaking of Texas, did that girl got pulled from singing the national anthem because she did the horns down thing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was so stupid.
Are you
It's
fucking
dumb.
kidding me?
Like, really, it's like it's like the whole thing with college sports, especially. I think like rivalries are infinitely more entertaining. They're infinitely more
Infinitely.
intense.
Yes.
Like leaps and bounds. So, you know what I'm saying? So
I
like
just
that was so stupid. And mind you, like for a while, like growing up there in Texas, like I would go for the Longhorns, you know, especially like whenever they'd play OU. You know, that was always a
Oh,
really fun game to
you.
watch every year. But no, that's stupid. Like to really get pulled, like there was nothing offensive about that. It was like maybe some lighthearted trash talk. I don't even like
I
I
don't
don't know.
even know. I mean, like since I as a Cincinnati fan, I'm going to get 1 year in the Big 12 with Texas and Oklahoma, and you better believe I'm horns down for for that game all day. Like I mean, it's like Ohio State and Michigan, right? Like Ohio State fans say they don't say the letter M, so they don't call them Michigan, they call them Michigan. You
That's
Michigan.
know,
real weird.
it is, but
That
Not
like
is
gonna
very
lie,
strange.
that's real
it
weird.
it's it listen to an Ohio State fan, they'll call them Michigan, Michigan, Michigan. You know, Ohio State fans will walk around if they see another Ohio State fan, they yell OH. Other fan yells IO. So at Cincinnati, if you walk around and someone says OH, it's fuck you because
That's funny.
like
Maybe like for the Michigan guys, maybe like when maybe they're not saying Michigan. Like maybe whenever their guys are playing like dog shit, they're not saying Michigan. They're saying, "Oh, this shit again."
This
I
shit again.
I got an itch again. Tough and acting.
Yeah,
Tough acting to nectin.
Uh, I love college sports, man.
I'm
It's
starting to get
it's
into it.
wild.
I was more into it when I was in high school, but now being around my wife, who's like a diehard FSU fan, I'm slowly starting to get back
No, no,
into
no,
it.
no, Rick. I'm sorry. You must have misunderstood. I said college sports.
Right. What did you think I said?
I heard what you said.
Oh,
For the audio only
thankfully,
people. That
Yeah,
was the
thankfully,
middle
sorry.
finger.
thankfully, Bethany's at her parents' house, so she wasn't here to hear you say that.
Oh, you know I'll say that shit to her face.
Yeah, I know.
So, all right, well, we're kind of wrapping up here. Anything exciting this weekend?
I'm gonna
No,
go play golf in the morning.
All right. Might live up.
That's
I'm
it.
I'm gonna go to work for a little bit tomorrow and then get ready for a business trip this upcoming week. So
Business. He's a businessman.
yeah,
Party in the front, business in the back. Wait, no, that's the other way around. Business in the front, party in the back, right?
Yes.
That's
The
Richie
mullet.
Friday night.
business in the back. No, that's how I feel like my work is. Business in the back.
Yeah.
I've been taking a lot of business in the back these past couple of weeks.
And as a reminder, Rick is in the Navy, so hey, he said it, not us.
Yeah. Zip.
I have
click.
nothing to say. Yeah. Oh, actually, hey, fun fact. Speaking of that, speaking of like the military stuff, so I got an email from my command master. Well, not I didn't like get just from him. Like he sent out like a all hands like mass like distro email to like everybody at the command that the Space Force is now accepting once again inter-service transfer applications. And I've been
Dude,
telling Bethany,
do
I've
it.
been telling her like she thinks I'm joking. I was like, because actually before I reenlisted, whenever I was still down in San Diego, before I reenlisted to come down here, to accept these orders that I have here in Jacksonville, I had actually reached out to a Space Force recruiter there in San Diego, but at the time, they weren't accepting transfer packages or applications of any sort from members of other service branches. And I've been telling her, like, listen, I'm not telling you, or I'm not asking you, not
Yeah.
in the most non-dick way possible. But when, not if, but when they open up transfer applications, for inter-service, I am going to apply to switch to the Space Force. And so I
She's like,
stand here
God
today.
damn it, Rick, I just followed you to Jacksonville. Now I got to go to fucking Mars.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Also, did you know, so like they call people in the Navy sailors, right? People in the Army soldiers. You know what they call people in the Space Force?
No.
Aliens?
No, and I'm not even joking about this. Guardians.
Hey.
That's what I'm saying. You can make my MOS intergalactic janitor for all I care. Let me go be a guardian.
That's pretty sweet, actually.
That is pretty sweet, man. That you'll have to keep us posted on that. That's awesome. For some
Absolutely.
reason, every time I think Space Force, like I know it's legit and I know it's a thing, but I think remember the movie Spaceballs?
Yes.
Yeah.
The leader, the little short dude.
Yep.
Rick Moranis.
Yes.
Dark Helmet.
Yes, that's all I think about.
I
Oh,
can
that's
probably
fucking great.
quote 90% of that movie. It was one of my favorites. Anything Mel Brooks has done, I love it.
That's fucking great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just hanging out. Still got the stitches in, so I got a couple more days of just, being a bum.
Yep.
So, but it is what it is, right? It is what it is.
It is what it
I'm gonna try to go
is.
see Top Gun this weekend, though. I think.
I still haven't seen
Oh,
it.
that's what I should do. While Bethany's out of town and go see Top Gun because she's going to see it with her dad. So why the hell can't I go see it?
Yeah, that's fair. You go.
I'm going solo dolo, mind you.
Do it, and you'll save like sneak candy in.
Mm-hmm.
Just like put in your pockets. Like Rick, why are your pockets jingling? It's spare change.
Do you think he's just gonna walk into the theater with like the chocolate coins? Just a pocket full of chocolate coins?
If I do that here in Jacksonville, like it's gonna look like a shit myself. With how hot and humid it is.
No, I get it. That's how it is in Illinois right now.
Oh, that's great. Shit. All right, boys. Well, y'all have a fantastic weekend.
You too.
Rick, I know we will not see you on Tuesday, and you'll be out next Friday, but I think Rob will be back on Tuesday. He was in Siesta Key. I guess he'll have to tell us about his little MTV experience down there. Yeah, I saw it on Facebook. Some dad bought him a drink, and I was like, well, that's weird that you know the dad, but hey, whatever. I ain't judging. So y'all have a fantastic weekend. We will see you guys on Tuesday live here on YouTube. And as always, the podcast will be on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Thanks, y'all. Have a great evening, boys. I'll see you guys later.
Later.
Peace out, y'all.
Peace.